Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here is what I'll be teaching you in this video. Hi guys, let's make our spring rolls filling together. So we'll be using some ingredients that I'll be listing. So we have our cabbage, we have our garlic, we have our ginger, we have our carrots, we have our onions, we have our chili pepper, we have our Cameroon pepper, we have our green beans, and we have our spring onions. So let's get started. So into our clean and dry pot, we'll be adding few drops of groundnut oil. Just a little drop, a few drops, because you don't want your filling to be too oily. You don't want it to be dripping out oil when you after frying. So just add little oil into that. So up next we'll add our ginger and garlic, grated ginger and garlic into the oil. Up next we'll add our onions. We'll add some onions into the oil and let that saute. We'll saute that for a while. We'll let that fry a while before we go on with the next ingredient. We'll give that a good mix using our wooden spatula. Up next, we'll be adding our Cameroon pepper and our chili pepper. So give that a good mix. Up next, I'll be going in my green beans. Green beans is actually very optional. I love it, and that's why I'm adding it to this filling mixture, this filling I'm making. So we'll give that a good mix, let that fry for a while. Up next we'll go in with our shredded carrot. So here is our shredded carrot. We'll be adding enough. We'll be adding all we have into it, because carrot beautify it and it enhance the taste of our spring rolls filling. We'll be adding all we have. We'll give that a good mix for all ingredients to be well incorporated and for even distribution of flavor. One thing I love about the choice of pepper I made use of, as in the Cameroon pepper and the chili pepper, is because they are spicy. They have a natural aroma that it brings, and that it adds to your whatever you are using, you are creating. Up next, we'll be adding our shredded cabbage. Look at that. You give that a good mix. If you have more carrots, you can still add more carrots depending on how much you love carrots, or whichever of the vegetables of your choice that you are using. So at this point, I'll be adding some salt and a seasoning cube just for taste. Please be careful not to add too much of salt. I'll give that a good mix. At this point, please do not let the fire you're using to fry this, remember you are stir frying, so do not allow the fire to be too much, or the heat. Reduce the heat, monitor the heat temperature that is being transferred into your veggies that you are frying, because we just want to stir fry that. Up next, we'll be adding our seasoning. Just 1 cube is enough for this, and you can use less than a cube. Use the seasoning cube of your choice, and you give that a good mix. You stir that together so that one part will not be tasting sweet while the other part is tasting bad. So give that a good mix so that all the ingredients, all the flavors will be well intensified, they'll be evenly distributed, and in a few moments, in a few seconds, our spring rolls filling is ready. You can taste it at this point to taste how sweet, if the salt or the seasoning cube you added is enough at this point. Just allow that to simmer for a few minutes or a few seconds. So I'm just stirring it more for a few seconds so all the flavors will be evenly distributed. The seasoning cube, the salt, everything will be evenly distributed, so it won't just sit in one part is sweet while the other part is not sweet, or one part is salty, or just for even distribution. And at this point, our spring rolls filling is ready. So at this point, you can take it off the heat and pour it in a flat container for it to cool down before you make use of it. So here is the end result of our spring rolls filling. See how yummy it looks. Wow, 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 wow. Enjoy.